'Cause we live, bitches.
Coming soon to this theater.
It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
What up, everybody? Welcome to CG Horror Movie Club. Boy, tonight's a special night. I hope you're hungry. Because we're getting our munch on tonight. Yeah. Tonight we're talking about the infamous 1980 classic by the name of, some of you know it as, it's had a bunch of different titles, but we're talking about Cannibal Apocalypse tonight. Not to be confused with any of the other Italian cannibal movies, because believe it or not, that was a genre or a subgenre during the late 70s and the early 80s. We're talking about Cannibal Apocalypse, damn it. And, well, you know what? Let me bring on my co-hosts real quick, because we got a lot to munch on tonight. What up, Matt? What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I got my screen caps ready. I'm ready to rock. So we got Matt Butch Cleaver Burke in the house. Everybody go back Butch Cleaver now. It's still in demand on Indiegogo, and also there's a Kickstarter campaign that he did as fuckover insurance. As
got 6 days
insurance. Left. 6 days left with an exclusive cover, which is, I think, hanging right over your left shoulder.
That's the poster they'll get right there too.
Oh,
if they back it. So cool. That, and then there's also a sim print. So you're gonna get 3 different things if you back it. So
yeah, boy. And then, of course, we got to talk about Pops. Oh, man, I love that new icon, bro. What's he doing smoking a joint with a filter, though? I would figure that.
I mean, Frank Forte drew it. You know, you guys know Frank from Heavy Metal, Rick and Morty, all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
He drew it, and it was like, I don't know. It's like it's supposed to be a blonde.
It's still dope. Don't get me wrong.
I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who signed up today for CromCon. Booked in 4 hours. Love you guys.
Yeah.
You rock.
Yeah. Awesome. Looking forward to that, man. So, real quick, let me deal with a little horror movie news. Have you guys seen the trailer yet for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
No,
Have you heard about this?
I have heard about it. Yeah.
What's up,
okay.
man?
All right.
Have you seen the new Pinhead?
Yes, we're getting a series and a movie.
Have you seen her?
Yes.
She looks,
thumbs up.
She looks pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. I just seen it right now on Instagram. It's almost like her face is gonna open up or something. The way the track set up, the grid on her face. And she's got a bunch of crazy anatomy going on, like some Geiger shit up in here.
Yeah,
something like that.
I'm actually I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah,
right.
Me too.
I definitely think it will. Well, I can't imagine a woke Hellraiser.
No, I mean, but hey, you know what? Hey,
you never know. You never know.
Someone could tell me anything right now, and I'd be like, you know what? It doesn't fucking surprise me.
Nothing would. Nothing. Well, dude, we're living in fucking clown world.
Exactly.
For sure.
Clown,
right?
Clown Razor.
Clown Razor. Yeah, no, I mean, how many things have we seen where it's just like, oh my god, like, is this a parody? Right?
Yeah.
Where like our first look at something, it's just like
woke Hellraiser.
Like, woke Hellraiser. Dude, I'm waiting for Woke Black Christmas to end up on a streaming service so we can fucking watch that shit, dude. Oh my god, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's right up there with The Room and Miami Connection and Samurai Cop in terms of like real, like entertaining, like absolute trash.
Wolf Cop. You seen Wolf Cop?
Wolf Cop, yeah, but that's supposed to be silly.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, it was okay.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched like probably 45 minutes of it.
When they're bringing the lizard man, I was just like, oh man, that's just lazy.
I didn't get that far. I would have watched it though, but I had to go do something. But this is like when it came out.
But yeah, but those are movies that, and I'm not, look, I understand some people like that shit. It's cool for people to groove on whatever they groove on. I'm not a big fan of the movies that are intentionally bad, right? Where it's just like, oh, this is a bad movie, but that's okay because it's meant to be bad. No, fuck that. Right? The so bad they're good movies are usually good.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get something occasionally like The Room or Miami Connection or Samurai Cop where it's god awful, but you can't take your eyes off it because it's just like watching a train derail.
Well, I was thinking
slow
about
motion
movies. I was thinking about like the ones that everything's good except for one standout horrible thing, which instantly makes it a B movie. Right. Even though like everything else about the movie's great, but my God, this one part sucked really bad over and over.
Yeah, that's painful. That always sucks. That always sucks when that happens. But what looks cool about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, is it looks like the filmmakers did what I was hoping they would do, which is it looks like a straight horror film.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, definitely. Looks like a slasher for sure.
Yeah, which to me is like 100 times funnier than if they made it like, oh, it's a bad movie on purpose. Oh, look, we're making a bad movie.
Yeah.
No,
like
play that shit straight. Yes.
Maybe Friday the 13th kind of vibes. But I haven't checked any trailers yet, I don't think. I might have seen one on accident by proxy on Instagram because it kind of shows shit sometimes when you're scrolling through. But
right. Well, let's take a peek at it here now. Let me know if are you getting sound here?
Yes.
All right, let's.
You know, you're the first person I ever shown.
All right, folks, let's take a quick look at this trailer for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Clearly, when it's opening up here, it's Christopher Robin, who, for those of you that aren't in the know about the Winnie the Pooh stories, the very last Winnie the Pooh story is heartbreaking. It's incredibly beautiful because Christopher Robin he's grown up and he's leaving and he's telling Pooh, like, look, I'm gonna be leaving now and I'm never coming back, but it's okay because you're gonna have the others.
Right.
You're gonna have Piglet and Eeyore and it's gonna be okay. And what this seems to be about is Christopher Robin returning.
Oh, shit.
Right? Returning to the, oh, God, what was the name of the place again? It's the something Wood.
Oh, I don't remember, man.
I
just watched the movie, too, the Disney one with Ewan McGregor. It's kind of similar, like he's older and shit. I think it's called Christopher Robin.
How is that?
It's just like whatever, you know. I just kind of watched it like in the background. I wasn't really like compelled to it a little. It seemed like it was all right.
Right. Like the kind of movie you watch and you're doing your fucking dishes and fucking laundry in the background. Yeah,
I wasn't crying or anything.
That's how I watched That's how I watched the Star Wars sequels.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, I didn't even watch the last one to be perfectly honest. But
I watched the first
two?
part. I watched the first part of it and I just like turned it off. Same thing with The Matrix. I was watching the new one. I was either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, like late, dude. Like I put the kids to bed and like me and the wife were like, all right, we got the presents already. You know, they're thinking Santa Claus. I'm like, let's put on the fucking Matrix movie, and then just fell asleep. We both just fell asleep in the chair. Didn't even fucking watch the rest of it. It's kind of boring.
Supposedly, this is a rumor. The Wachowskis wanted that to bomb.
Oh, okay.
Because the studio was like, well, we're making a Matrix movie, a new one, with or without you. And so evidently, because there's only one of them that worked on that, but I guess, I don't know, maybe they drew straws or something like that. And we're just like, okay, all right, you want a sequel? All right. Yeah,
Keanu's cool, man. He actually
Keanu's
voiced Batman. Shit. He does the voice of Batman in the new Pets movie, Super Pets. I went and saw that a while ago. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather we had a Pet Avengers movie because I love me some Lockjaw and I love me some Throg.
Right.
Your day is always better with some Throg in it.
Throg and Lockjaw would be a Marvel team up.
Right.
That'd be fantastic.
Perfect Marvel team up, dude.
Well, there was a comic series called the Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers. And it had all the Marvel pets in there.
Likes it.
Lockheed the Dragon was in there. But most importantly, friggin' Throg.
On cue, dude. You said Pet Avengers and
that's their show.
They are chatty, man. Those are some chatty dogs. But hey, man, it's the breed. All the Huskies I've known have always been chatty.
The Huskies get the pit bull doing it too. It's crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Go,
oh, they get them all worked up.
Big old jawbone.
Oh,
this sounds interesting, though, bro. I didn't know it had the fucking lore was part of it. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's.
Sounds intriguing.
Yeah. Check this out. Yeah, he's bringing his girlfriend. I think his fiance. He's getting married, so he wants to share his childhood with her. Understand?
I already want to watch it. I already like the set design.
That's it. It's the 100-acre woods.
Oh.
I already like the set design, with the roots and stuff, like the root hallway. It already looks kind of cool.
Right? It looks like something almost out of Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, that right there. That looks cool.
And it's lit like a horror movie.
Yeah, definitely has a.
Friends for many years, and they're out there.
Christopher.
Oh no!
We need to leave now.
I really need to find out what's happening there. Okay.
Oh shit! Oh shit! He thinks there's been some resentment building.
Oh wow!
Who's snapping necks, man?
Right?
He's snapping bitches' necks.
I like that. Love that noise.
Yeah, man.
Did you start a pool? We need to go. There's Laura's dead. There's someone else outside.
It's Winnie. You're okay. It's just Winnie.
Piglet.
Pour a little honey on it. You'll be fine.
Do you notice also, the actors are playing this completely straight?
And British too, like the.
Yup. wait, hold on a second. Let me back that up a little, because that looked dope right there.
I need a good look at Winnie, dude.
Let's see. Wait. There he is. With a fucking sledgehammer, yo.
Right.
Boom!
Please to be friends. Why are you doing this, please? I would have never left, I swear.
He's on top of the car.
Looks interesting.
Yes, it does.
Because you don't really know if it's because you have Christopher Robin, so that's kind of what glues everything together. Are these fucking hillbillies from England that are fucking, you know what I mean, killing people? You know what I mean? Or not. Well, I mean, but he glues everything. He grounds it. You know, Christopher Robin does.
backwoods horror genre is something that you've seen that was like created in America with movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Rituals, Just Before Dawn, but you've seen it done in England. You've seen it done in France.
Yeah.
There's a very good movie called Calvaire, I think, which means ordeal. That's because every country, wherever you go, has always got those folks.
Yeah, they always got the hillbillies.
always, right? And they have their own version. Like people that have been like chilling in the woods by themselves, secluded and for maybe interbreeding and that kind of a thing for way too long. And you don't want a Wrong Turn, of course.
I like Wrong Turn. The new one's good too, dude. The new one, the remake is pretty fucking. It's pretty. Yeah, it's worth watching. It's a lot. It's got the Appalachian horror in there. Did you hear the news about Marvel? The casting?
No. Maybe.
So,
maybe. I don't know.
Feige, he's gonna drop like a bomb about all these casting, but so far it's like Denzel Washington, John Boyega, yeah, and but the most important one for the new that guy Krasinski. They're not saying what yet, but they're saying they signed on this. It was on Yahoo this morning. But the big name, the biggest motherfucker is Henry Cavill. They got him.
Oh,
so he's probably Wolverine, dude. He's probably Wolverine, but they're gonna drop it like at some new. He's got to be fucking Wolverine. Who the fuck else would he be?
I think so too. That would
Krasinski's already fucking whatchamacallit. He's already fantastic, right? So it would have to be fantastic because he played him in the Raimi movie, right?
Yes.
So
which is worth watching. If you're a Sam Raimi fan, that's worth watching.
I'll have to check
we
it
know
out.
this. That's what I'm saying. I know you're a Sam Raimi fan, so if you're a Sam Raimi stan, definitely worth a look. He didn't take his name off it, but there's a reason it doesn't say a Sam Raimi film.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You take the man's dollar, you make the man's movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was strictly a work for a hire situation. He went into that knowing it. He got in his Deadite stuff. He got in his stuff for the fans, no doubt. Like I said, if you're a Sam Raimi fan, there's going to be stuff in there that's going to put a big old grin on your puss for sure. And if you go in with low expectations, it's really not that bad. It's like it's not great.
I'm sure it's better than
really not that bad.
Well, I mean, look, I actually didn't even
I
think
know
that
what you're saying, Brian.
Right. It's like you're going with, like, in other words, the bar has been set pretty low. Your expectations for Marvel MCU shit is like down here. I mean, they especially lost me with the Moon Knight series, because even though I thought in many respects it was very well made, Oscar Isaacs was brilliant in it.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, because I loved Moon Knight when I was a kid, right?
I enjoyed it, but I don't know shit about it. So that's why I enjoyed it, But
but here's the thing: out of 6 episodes, I think it was, you get about 5 minutes of fucking Moon Knight.
Yeah, you don't get too much.
Come on now.
And that's with both the different. I like the dual characters. For me, that was kind of cool. And then because they had the one without the hood. You know what I mean? Like the more kind of gangster looking one. You know what I mean? Like the noir kind of Moon Knight. But
the Warren Ellis, Mr. Knight.
Like the two, I thought that was cool, and I liked because he normally doesn't have a split personality. I don't think in the books, right?
Well, they gave that to him. Yeah. Originally, he had 3 different identities, right? Mm-hmm. But he was a cab driver. That's how he would kind of find people that were in trouble. He would use that. Oh,
that makes sense for the
work.
That makes sense for the final episode then,
right?
He's a cab driver in the very last episode.
Yes,
or in the last scene of the show.
Right,
sorry.
Right. And but it's like, because I didn't even bother with the Hawkeye series. I didn't bother.
Me neither. I didn't watch that.
Fuck the She-Hulk series.
I ain't watching that. I was going to watch Loki, but it looked kind of stupid too, so I didn't watch Loki.
Yeah, either. I didn't watch that either, but that's also because they changed the character to make him a good guy, because that's what the Loki fangirls want.
Stupid. And then I watched the Winter Soldier one. I was let down by that. I thought we were getting more fucking badass Winter Soldier action and stuff.
I know. That was really disappointing too. And look, I was also hoping that we'd get some fucking Baron Zemo. I love me some Baron Zemo. That character is not Baron Zemo.
Did you see him on the show?
Yeah, and he puts on the mask at one point for like a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like, so I have zero interest in the Thunderbolts series that they're working in. I'm just like, the whole Marvel thing is just fucking, it's just,
I don't know who they're going to get for Cavill. I mean, I got my bar set pretty high for him. They have to get like an A-list character. They're not going to get someone that, it has to be Wolverine. There's no fucking way it's not. I'll lay $5 on it.
Clearly, Warner Brothers does
done
not
with
want
him.
him.
They don't want him.
They
the Snyderverse
do not
is dead.
like him.
So if the casting does come out, it's dead.
No, it's not dead because the Aquaman movie,
Wonder Woman,
part
the
of
Flash,
that universe.
It's all residual.
Woman, all that stuff, right? Can be considered Snyderverse, even though they're not.
It is.
The Zack Snyder movies, right?
Right.
And I have my problems. I've got big problems with Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Especially, but there's also no denying that the Snyder movies are metal.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely metal as fuck.
They're very metal. Right? In the Justice League Snyder cut, the fucking communication device that Darkseid uses, the apocalyptic or apocalyptian technology,
shit in there, dude.
where it's just like burning metal, dripping fucking metal.
Like, for me, there's some good shit, but then there's some horrid shit. Like, I like the stupid throwaway character Doomsday. I fucking hated the design of him. Like, I just wanted a fucking accurate looking Doomsday. I love the way he comes in with his goggles and just starts pounding. Like, I'd like to see that. I fucking hated that shit. Pissed me off. And then what else pissed me off?
That was bad.
Luther. I didn't like Luther. I wanted to see like Cranston or Billy Zane or something like that. I did not like that. Batman was perfect. I fucking love Man of Steel. It's one of my favorite comic movies. I don't know why. I go back and keep watching it over and over. Like,
me
a lot of people
too.
hate, but it's very 90s. So I'm a 90s kid, you know. So I grew up with Death of Superman. That's my Superman. My Superman is the Death of Superman. So that's why I like Doomsday a lot. I mean, he's got the bones like Butch Cleaver. Like, that character was a fucking big influence on me, you know. So
yeah, I mean, the idea of doing of making Lex Luthor Mark Zuckerberg,
that was brilliant. That was brilliant. But
right?
I didn't like
because in the 90s, or I'm sorry, this was in the 80s, they turned Lex Luthor into Donald Trump. Now, this is 80s Donald Trump, mind you. This is, you know, so you have to put it in perspective, right?
I just didn't like the actor. Like, I didn't like his voice. Like, little things like that get on my nerves. Like,
and the fact that he was insane. Like, the character.
I didn't like him feeding gummy bears to people either. Like, that shit just kind of like. I like him more like stoic, like a bigger dude. You know, like they could have made him like more Steve Jobsian and less Zuckerbergian. More like more like fucking Bezos. You know, Steve Jobs. More like stoic and bald and fucking telling people what to do. You know, they could still have done that and kind of.
And not insane.
He was more Kurt Cobain and Zuckerberg. That was like the two things. You know, he's got the Kurt Cobain hair. You know, and they're trying to fix it towards the end of the Justice League, or was it BVS or one of the fucking secret scenes with him with the bald head. And I was like, all right.
A little too late.
Fucking make that fool smoke a couple cartons of cigarettes, and at least it can have like a raspy voice or something, dude. He needs a little fucking ball sack in there, dude, because that fool's just like.
And he's not crazy. That's the thing.
No,
Lex Luthor is not insane.
He's not fucking Heath Ledger. Like, I kept getting Heath Ledger vibes in there when I was watching it, dude. You know, and I just wanted more like cool, calculated, a leader. You know what I mean? That just had everything like under control. No fucking like goofiness at all. No goofiness. Just stoic fucking cockiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I didn't get that. So
yeah, no, that was a bummer.
Even the one in Super Pets was better. And that movie was fucking trash. It had some good parts in it, but it was fucking woke as fuck.
Oh man, that's painful. That's painful. What up, Shadowhawk? Good to have you. Everybody, thank you so much. That's everybody that's hanging out. Everybody that's tuning in. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate your presence. Smash the like button and the subscribe and the ring a ding ding dong, the little bell for notifications. If it's not a bother, because I'm not going to tell you what to do. Tonight's movie, of course, is the infamous Cannibal Apocalypse. Now, did you guys watch this?
I did. It was crazy seeing what's his name in there, Saxon. I think the only movie I saw him in was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, what about Enter the Dragon?
Oh yeah, I have seen that like a fucking ton of times. I forgot.
Million times, huh?
Yeah.
And
but I haven't seen it in like 20 years though.
And he's actually whipping some ass in this in the scene where they got attacked by the bikers, because he's actually Yeah, he was actually.
He's stocky.
Yes, he's from Brooklyn. That helps too. He was one of Bruce Lee's students. Actually, the reason why he's in.
He's the one that nutshotted Bolo.
Yes.
It made me want to watch that movie again. That movie's the shit, bro. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it is. Well, what's so great about it is the fact that it would be absolute trash if it didn't have Bruce Lee. That's what makes it the perfect Bruce Lee movie.
I like the other. I like the tall black dude too.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Oh,
I like
right
Bolo.
out of a comic book.
I don't
know.
I like
Kelly
Bolo.
Is the shit. Yeah,
Bolo
is up in that bitch.
I never seen like a buff Asian dude like that in my life when I was that age. You know what I mean? He was like something I'd never seen before, and then he just went on swole as fuck, and then went on to fucking Bloodsport and then Double Impact, and just like that fool was badass, and he's scary as fuck looking too. You know, and I don't know. I mean, Bruce. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to lose that argument. We're not going to win the argument with you on that, Brian. That's his movie. That's fucking Enter the fucking Dragon. But
dude, I love
a lot of good elements to that movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've never understood why there hasn't been, like, for me, I've always thought there should be Bruce Lee animated shows. There should be Bruce Lee video games, comic books, all that shit coming out.
He's growing. His ethos, his fucking legend is growing now. He's becoming more of a folklore figure. I've noticed.
I'm just going to throw this out there. You see homage to everything.
You do.
Dude, the ending of Enter the Dragon, bro, it's been redone.
Can't nobody remake Bruce Lee's movies, man. They don't even try.
The Game of Death outfit that like everybody thinks
the yellow and black.
From Kill Bill, that jumpsuit.
The jumpsuit.
Yeah.
The mirror scene in Enter the Dragon, that shit's been done to death in so many video games, cartoons, movies, like The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. I could fucking do a whole report on that, just that ending.
I'm just talking about nobody will ever try to remake those movies. Look at all the movies they've remade over the years, and nobody trying to remake Bruce's shit.
There's not that many dudes out there really doing what he was doing. The only one that came kind of close is like fucking right now. Who's out there? There's fucking Tony Jaa,
Donnie Yen, is
Jackie
the current,
Chan,
right?
Jet Li. But I mean, after them, who's coming out of Asia that's fucking doing shit like that right now? I can't really.
Well, Jackie Chan's genius was that everybody was trying to imitate Bruce Lee, and he did the exact opposite. He went in the opposite direction. Instead of like this guy who just goes in and whips much ass, he's like, shit.
As a comedian,
yeah. And he went Buster Keaton with it, right? Yeah. Big fan of old silent American comedies.
I love all those fucking all the movies with those guys, man. I could watch fucking all that shit. I love martial arts films.
Me too.
Big influence on me.
Huge collection, and Hong Kong action cinema from the 80s and the early 90s just fucking slapped.
Yeah,
I mean, those movies were just awesome. The John Woo movies, Hard Boiled, The Killer.
Do you have your Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris comic books, Brian?
I don't actually.
I do.
Oh shit!
I have.
Do you have the one written by Mr. Mike Barron?
Bruce Lee series, and I have the Mike Zeck Karate Commandos, Chuck Norris Karate Commandos #1. I have
the action figures. I have the Chuck Norris Karate Karate Commandos action figures. Actually, I actually might have one handy too. I know we're supposed to be talking about Cannibal Apocalypse, people, but yeah, this is the horror movie club. We do sometimes digress.
I got Mike Zeck to autograph that Chuck Norris book when I seen him.
That's awesome. Yeah, Mike Zeck is the shit. So, Cannibal Apocalypse. What's this whole cannibal thing about? All right.
Nom nom nom.
Nom 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 nom. The very first Italian cannibal movie, the one that started the trend, as it were, was Man from Deep River. That was followed by Cannibal Holocaust. Cannibal Holocaust, which obviously has a very similar title to this, is easily the most notorious horror film ever made. It was banned in several countries. It's notorious because it has like actual animals being killed in it.
Oh, it's fucked up.
Yeah. There is an animal cruelty free version. The whole idea was we're going to kill these animals on camera, so then when we kill the people, it seems even more realistic. Now, mind you, they didn't torture these animals to death. The director, Ruggero Deodato, said that he really regretted it, but also said, hey, man, I grew up on a farm, and all those animals that we killed, that was our lunch that day.
I was about to say, are they going to, if they ate the motherfuckers, then it's
yeah, they did.
Who gives?
Yeah, they
I mean, then it's not, I gives a fuck. They're cooking them and shit.
Right. So, it's also the very first found footage film. And yes. And what is so astounding about it is how incredibly well made it is. Because it's about these documentary filmmakers, these American documentary filmmakers who go, they're like, I would say like older college age, right? Like maybe like grad students, right? And they go into the Amazon and they just start acting like absolute savages, right? They start, because they want shit to film, so they start committing these atrocities against the locals. To film, and so, then they can edit it when they get home and make it look like they didn't have anything to do with that. This is just shit that just happened, right? And so they're like decimating entire villages. And there's like a really graphic rape scene. Oh, wow. And afterwards, since the woman that was raped, her tribe impales her. And you see her body impaled. This is one of the most famous images in the film. And then they're just like, they come across and like, oh, look at this. Isn't this terrible? Oh, my God. Right? And then they get what's coming to them.
Right.
And they get overrun by a cannibal tribe and devoured. Oh, and fuck. Yeah. And it's nom. So this movie was the biggest box office hit in Japanese history. It was a huge, gargantuan hit. Now, because I always used to think to myself, man, what the hell is wrong with the Italians, right? Well, with these movies, right? And then I found out they weren't making them for the Italian audience, although they did well in Italy and Europe. And
they were making it for the crazy.
They were making it for the Japanese. They were making it for the Japanese. There's a scene at the end of Hell of the Living Dead where this woman has her tongue ripped out and then jammed up her mouth into her skull, and her eyeballs pop out. And they shot that specifically for the Japanese audience. They were like, the Japanese, they like a gore. They want more gore, so we give them more of the gore. So
yeah, that's a strong tongue.
Yeah, and then you had a lot of Italian cannibal movies. You had Jungle Holocaust, which is actually one of the better made movies. You had Cannibal Ferox, which stars one of the stars of tonight's movie, Jonathan Morgan, also known as Giovanni Lombardo Radice, who is famous for being like the whipping boy of Italian splatter movies. He's in a lot of Italian splatter movies, and he always gets it in the worst way, right? That's his claim to fame. And yeah, he gets it in a very brutal way, in a very spectacular way at the end of this one too, which we will get to, because it's a pretty memorable on screen demise.
Is that the holy one?
Yes, yes it is. I posted on the Twitter the Japanese trailer, which kind of has like a spoiler, right? And I mentioned, this is spoilerific, just be aware. But it's just like, I just always love that trailer. I think it's friggin' hilarious. This was released in America in a heavily edited version as Invasion of the Flesh Eaters. Let me see if I have the poster. Yeah, there it is.
Man, he said, I'm gonna put these big teeth in you. Like he said something like that.
Hey, Captain, remember these choppers?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, Tony King.
Tony King
was.
I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, that dude's always fun. Yeah, he was an American football player who ended up being an actor in, I think he's in Bucktown, which is like a great blaxploitation movie with Fred Williamson and Thalmus Rasulullah from Blackula. And so he started getting all these job offers from Italy. And so he lived in Italy for a while and
sounds pretty dope.
Oh, dude.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it
fucking
does.
pizza and fucking all the cuisine over there, filming horror movies
God.
during the fucking nice 70s. There wasn't pollution and all this fucking crap going on, you know?
Right. But also making an Italian movie, like Henry Fonda, when he was offered a fistful of dollars, he turned it down. And that ended up, of course, eventually going to this little-known TV actor by the name of Clint Eastwood. And
he just sounds like a fucking sounds like a cowboy, right? The name,
of course, yeah. And that's what he played. He was on TV westerns, and he played a beatnik on an episode of Mr. Ed. So, but yeah, Henry Fonda said he called up when he was offered Once Upon a Time in the West. He calls up. The guy who plays Tuco in Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Somebody help me here.
I'm sorry, man.
Eli Wallach. And he's just like, do you think I should do it? And he said, hell yeah. He said, trust me, you're going to have the most fun you ever had making a movie. Because the Italian way of making movies is completely different from the the Hollywood way of making movies. For one thing, everybody's equal, right?
Yeah.
So it's a thing. It's like the British theater world. It's just like prima donnas will not be fucking tolerated.
There's no stars, yeah.
Right? You could be the biggest star in the world. You don't fucking, throw shade or fuck with the key grip.
The boom
or
operator.
The lighting guy, or the fucking gopher, right? Everybody's equal, and instead of catering, everybody gets together at lunchtime and cooks.
That sounds cool,
right? And yeah, so if you had that gig, you were generally gonna have a good time, unless you were like Steve Reeves and making one of the Hercules movies, because then you can't eat any of that awesome food.
Yeah, you see boiled eggs and chicken and lettuce.
No, dude, homeboy, Steve Reeves would come to the set with of Hercules with a lunchbox, and in that lunchbox was one big leaf of lettuce.
Oh, that's fucked up. I think you're gonna say a whole chicken.
dude. Yeah, because you know how it is for the bodybuilders. They eat like horses to bulk up, and then they starve themselves so that they lose as much fat as possible, and they look all ripped.
Yeah,
but
do the push-ups before the cameras roll real quick.
That too, to look all swole,
all tight.
Yeah. So I first saw this as Invasion of the Flesh Hunters. Found a copy at my mom and pop video store. This is like when the mom and pops were closing, and you could get shit like this for like $1.90. You're right. And what it was like watching the trailer for an awesome Italian splatter movie, because all the gore had been removed. But I could also tell that this is actually a good movie. Yeah, and that's the thing that's weird about it, is that it's actually a good film. So they got an American screenwriter. Oh, that's a pretty cool poster. They got an American screenwriter to write this, and the directing duties went to Antonio Margherita. Antonio Margherita was one of Italy's workman directors, because that was the thing. If you were a filmmaker in Italy in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and the 80s, you were basically making whatever they were making. That's to say, when they were making gothic horror movies, you were making gothic horror movies. When they were making westerns, you were making westerns. When they were making crime films, you were making crime films, and so on and so forth, right? And John Saxon signed on for this, and he said he thought the screenplay was very interesting because, it's a pretty powerful metaphor of war transforming people into cannibals, like turning them. At one point, I think the theory is that it's a psychic distortion that leads to like a physical mutation.
Right. I was like, what the fuck? The dog was saying that. But I was like,
I mean, it's not a soccer team in a snowstorm?
No, the 70s, fuck it. Let's go with it,
not.
you know?
No, it's not. Because in Cannibal Apocalypse, what happens is you've got these guys who have been played by Tony King and Giovanni Lombardo Radice, aka Jonathan Morgan. Oh, and that's the other thing too. Jonathan Morgan's character in this is named Charles Bukowski.
Yeah, Charlie.
yeah, Charlie Bukowski after the notorious alcoholic writer.
He was pretty believable in the movie.
Oh, he's great.
I think the movie is a pretty grounded concept in my opinion. And you know, it's probable in some ways. I mean, it's something that could have happened theoretically, you know. Well, to me, you know, that's the way I saw the film, and it wasn't like for me. It wasn't just like a bunch of cannibal shit running around, you know.
Right.
There's a little. To me, it was very sparse. It wasn't, you know, just kind of made sense. Even when Charlie like is in the theater, you know, watching that movie, and he's just like, getting off on all the fucking war shit, you know, because he's psychically fucked up because he already has a cannibal problem, right? And that dude's making out with his chick or whatever, and he's like, "Oh snap, let me get a bite of that too, dog." Let me get some.
And then, of course, a motorcycle gang has to show up. Why? Because there's a motorcycle gang in Dawn of the Dead.
Got to have a motorcycle gang in there. You know, I was like,
your horror is always better with a motorcycle gang in it.
Always better.
Always better. But but the concept itself is really interesting. And so Saxon read the script and he went to Margherita, the director, and said, you know, I think this is a really interesting script. And Margherita looked at him and said, I don't like it. And from that point forward, things were not pleasant for Mr. Mr. Saxon. I don't think he behaved in an unpleasant way, right? But he got suicidally depressed while he was making this movie. And you know what? I don't know if that helped, but it's one of his best performances, actually.
Yeah, he's very believable. Yeah,
he is. And you know, deeply tormented, right? Somebody who's been scarred by his experiences in Vietnam, as many veterans obviously were. Let me see. Let's get to. Oh yeah, that's a pretty cool poster right there.
I think that's the one on. So that's the one that's on Tubi, and I thought he was gonna eventually transform into like a zombie. That never happened.
Yes.
I'm glad it didn't, but it's a cool poster to kind of, you know, get you in there and fucking. That's I don't know. Maybe it's a metaphor for the disease eating away at his.
No, it's to trick you into thinking that this is like related in like that this is a zombie movie. That's somehow Invasion of the Flesh Hunters. Well, I mean, it's because it's a cool poster, but it's a little deceptive.
Misleading. Yeah,
a little misleading. I believe the Apocalypse Domani, I believe means cannibals on the streets. Or not Apocalypse Domani, but the original title of this was shot as, I think, Cannibals on the Streets. I love this one right here, the Japanese poster. Right, that's pretty. You gotta love the Japanese and their taste.
Little foreshadowing, little spoiler right there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, I mean it's also he's got a shoddy in one hand and like a severed human arm in the other.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, great shit. Yeah, because I mean it lets you know. Yeah, this is this is a splatter.
Just like Dawn of the Dead, just like Dawn of the Dead or Return of the Living Dead or Night of the Living Dead. I'm good with all of it except actually watching them put body parts in their mouth. I'm just like, come on, man.
like that lady in the beginning, they lit her on fire. She's like, and she falls in the hole.
Yeah, and they eat her up al dente.
Yeah.
Saxon said like that was one of the things that really depressed him because he was like there when they were like shooting the cannibalism scenes, and he was just like, oh crap, it's like one notch above making porn. Oh, my career is over. And mind you, this now was, I mean, you have to this was on the same list. This was on the Video Nasties list, actually. This was one of the movies that the British police were raiding video stores. There were video called video clubs at the time and yanking it off the shelves.
Hello. Give me that. That shit's funny.
Hello, Gov. Now what are you doing watching this trash?
Got a little like club or a little flashlight or something. Hey.
Yes.
Kappa.
So these movies were banned in England, and as I always say, I always have and I always will really envy the English horror movie fans because, you know, watching this shit when I was young on VHS, I felt like a deviant. They were literally breaking the law.
Yeah. That's funny.
How gangster is that?
Yeah, it's
right?
Gangster.
So it's just like, this is literally forbidden fruit. Right. So it had to be, and of course, forbidden fruit always tastes, you know, the sweetest naturally. So this opens up in Vietnam. Margherita shot a lot of war movies, and he also shot quite a few Vietnam movies in the Philippines. The Last Hunter is one, which also has Tony King. Was it Ricochet? Well, anyway, he shot a bunch of horror movie, a bunch of war films in the Philippines. So this opens up pretty much as a war film. You got Saxon with the beret, rocking the Thompson submachine gun. He's there to rescue his friends who have been taken captive by the Viet Cong. And evidently, while they were captives, were fed a steady diet of human flesh. And evidently that turned his friends into cannibals. Oh, yeah. Then, of course, we have this opening scene where they send out this dog with an explosive. Oh, yeah.
It blows up.
It's like,
yeah.
How you doing, Pooch?
That was pretty brutal. That was pretty brutal, man.
Yeah.
You can like see the dog too. Like,
yes.
Or the fake dog.
You get into immediately, this is not like other wars.
Yeah.
This is a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not that World War I and World War II were picnics, right? But the way that they were depicted on screen was very different from the way that the Vietnam War was portrayed on screen, because it wasn't actually depicted on screen very much, right? We Americans don't like to be reminded of wars that we've lost. And it took a while until, you had movies like Platoon, which was, very much not made with the help of the Pentagon, because the Pentagon were willing to help if they could rewrite the script. And Oliver Stone said, "Fuck you! I was there. I know. I saw what happened. I know a lot better than you motherfuckers." And he managed to get the movie made without their help. Whereas Top Gun, where do you think they got all those jets and the aircraft carriers and shit? They got them from the Pentagon. They get final say on the script. Same thing with the Marvel movies now, right? So these dudes have been hanging out, and evidently, I think that's Margherita right there. I should mention the DVD of this. I believe that I don't have it right now. I don't have it yet, but there is a Blu-ray version. But this was like the first. Yes, the Image Euroshop collection.
Yeah, it's got the whole.
It's got starring John Saxon.
Starring the dude's hole.
Right, it was seen through like Giovanni Lombardo Radice's blasted midsection. So it's got like the liner notes and everything like that. And then it mentions that Quentin Tarantino was a very big fan of this movie and of Radice's too. And so this actually has a 50-minute documentary about the movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is, I was like, 50 minutes is just like, I like this movie, but does this really deserve like a 50-minute making of, right? But Jimmy Gould, that's right. So he's like, yeah, this is Margherita. So Jimmy Gould, screenwriters have such funny names. Said, did a great job, I thought. Oh, yeah. So, I don't think this is Margherita. I think this was one of the producers. So, yeah, they come in. Saxon and his buddies, they come in. They're cleaning house. And this woman gets set on fire. We get a awesome fire stunt, which you don't really see in movies anymore, right? You watch something like The Expendables. Stone Cold Steve Austin gets set on fire, and there's like this animated fire, and he's going, and it looks like shit. Now, I don't want to see people getting burnt up for a movie. I don't want to see people getting hurt, right? If I was making a movie, I'd probably be like, yeah, let's just go with the CG fire, because I don't, I don't want somebody getting fucking burnt up, for my or anybody's entertainment. But of course, stunt people are lunatics, and they love doing this shit, and it looks spectacular. So she just goes running and falls on top of this pit, and they just fucking grab her. She's still smoking, and they just fucking tear into her, dude. They just start chowing down, going for the gusto, man. Jonathan Morgan / Giovanni Lombardo Radice said that the piece of meat that they gave him to munch on in this, he said it was this beautiful piece of meat. It was this filet, and he actually ended up taking it home with him that evening and cooking it for dinner. So it's like they're giving you raw meat to munch on, but it's like really, really good. It's like top quality. Do you know what I mean? Steak tartare.
I can't eat raw food, man, or raw meat or fish or anything like that. I gotta cook this shit. I mean, I could eat, even sushi. Gotta get cooked.
I love me some sushi. When I would eat beef, I would always, if I cook like a steak, gotta have it rare. Like a filet mignon, like it's seared, like burnt on the outside and practically raw on the inside.
Steak has got to be rare, but hamburger has to be cooked.
Yeah, you don't want to get any. Well, you don't want any coli.
That's because it's not. Well, dude, that's the thing. It's like people rank on me, like you're a vegetarian. First of all, no, I'm a pescatarian. I eat fish. And look, dude, if I go to Japan or Korea, someplace like that, I'll order a steak. I'm not eating or a burger or something like that. I'm just not eating one here in the United States because it's not fucking safe. And that's a fucking sad truth.
That's why I like all my shit cooked and burnt.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna eat that shit, you better.
That's why I like living out in the boonies where you got like butchers that kill their own cows, and he's like, you go to the butcher down the road, go to the fucking Walmart.
A1 is your friend, especially when you got to get everything well done. You're gonna sauce that motherfucker up with real proper like.
Anthony Bourdain was in Japan, right? And he went to this place that's like one of these little hole-in-the-wall Japanese restaurants. It seats maybe about like 5, 6, maybe 7 people, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just this little room with these little stools in front of, where the cook is working, where the chef is working, and right, and he's giving your food like fresh, right? And one of the things he served up was chicken sashimi. Raw chicken.
Yeah, I see people do that too.
And
I'm not doing it.
And Anthony Bourdain is like, yeah, you can't have this in America. And the guy's like, why not? And Bourdain's like, salmonella?
Yeah.
Right? But that's the thing. Here in America, we don't have an FDA anymore, right? This guy was getting like real fresh chicken, and you could do that, right? But yeah, it's not something you would. It's not something you'd want to try here unless you had a death wish.
Nom.
So slimy and yeah, I can't stand the smell of it.
Yeah, so he's just like, I'm so happy to see you guys, and he reaches in. Oh shit! No, man. Yeah, and Tony King's like grabbing at Giovanni's fucking flesh, all fucking greedy. And so there's a moment where they're frozen, like, oh shit, busted. And Tony King.
Nom 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 nom.
Remember these choppers?
Remember these choppers?
He fucked that fool up right there, man.
Sore. Hold on, shit. I think
That's why I pulled out this avatar. Nom 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 nom.
You know what John Saxon reminds me of? He kind of reminds me of like a fucking the way he looks. He looks like especially in his military garb, he looks like a Jack Kirby drawing, dude. Or a character.
He kind of does, doesn't he?
A little bit.
You're right.
Even like a retro comic book character in a way.
Very much so. I think maybe it's those eyebrows too.
The eyebrows and the eyes and his teeth and shit.
What up, ID?
Oh hell!
What up, brother? I think you got the link. If you wanna hop in, feel free to hop in. Right, it's Mrs. Del Vecchio. I'm assuming you're referring to the Viet Cong chick that got set on fire. Yeah. So then we move to America, to the present. He's that turns out to have been a nightmare that he was having, but of like obviously real events. He has a very sweet, very loving, very caring wife, who's watching out for him, but she also just doesn't understand. It's like, oh, it's just a nightmare, and she kind of has like almost like a snap out of it kind of attitude, and that's not something that works. Right. So then he's like playing with like the neighbor's kids, and one of the neighbor's kids who's like this teenage girl, and she's got a hot on for homeboy here. She's like, oh, I got a what was it? Leg cramp. I got a leg cramp. Oh, right. So he's like, can you rub it right here? So then he's like rubbing her thigh, and she's giving him that look, and he's just like, the look he gives her back is just like, like, really, honey? And so, he has, I don't know if this has ever happened to you when you've had like a really young kid coming on to you. Like, it's happened to me, and you're just kind of like, oh, isn't that sweet? You want to pinch your cheeks? You're so cute, right?
He's like, let's let your mom deal with that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he said something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
that was a good stunt right there, because that dude was standing like right next to the dude with the motorcycle right before he went through a wall, like off a ramp.
Yes.
I was like, oh, they don't really do that too much anymore.
No, they don't. And this was shot in the United States. I think this was shot in Minnesota, actually.
Oh, okay. The flea market, huh?
Yep. And so,
this makes perfect sense. This I was born there. Trust me, it makes perfect sense.
Gotcha. And Charlie Bukowski, when he gets in trouble after biting the chick in the theater, runs into this flea market. He's got this motorcycle gang chasing after him, and one of the things that he finds at the flea market are guns.
So was this guy's voice dubbed in when he was? So I was watching this on my phone, so I couldn't like check out like the synchronicity of like the way they did the dub with But dude looked like he was delivering the lines. Like I didn't have any question about it. Like it looked like he was the one that was saying it, and I was like, damn, this dude's doing a pretty good job. It's pretty believable. I wouldn't even thought he was in a. Is he an American? He's not an American actor.
No. He's German.
Italian. Oh, he's German. Okay.
Yes. German and Italian. And but originally from Germany, and he's one of those dudes. Like I saw his interview. He's like he's exactly acts like one of those gay German brothers.
Oh, okay.
Gay German dudes are friggin' awesome because they're like drag queens. They're funny as hell, and they know they're funny as hell.
Yeah. Right?
Like they have like they don't take themselves seriously at all. Right?
Yeah.
And I always love people that don't take themselves seriously. But he speaks perfect English. His English is perfect. Boom! He bucks one of these dudes down, and the cops show up and everything. Yeah, there he is.
That was like a little Rambo scene. It takes like a little First Blood detour right there, you know.
It does. It
right?
does. Yeah, that definitely could have been an influence because First Blood was so popular. They made a ripoff called Thunder Warrior, which is followed by Thunder Warrior 2, and surprise, can you guess it? Thunder Warrior 3. Which are all pretty much basically the same movie. But Saxon's character, he goes in, you know, to save his old friend. Because there's still that bond that they have, right? Of soldiers in war. It's something that unless you're a veteran, you can't understand. That's what I've been told, right? Because you've literally gone through hell with these dudes, and you know, it's, you know, I have your back, you have mine. You know, I mean, they've been through some shit together, right? But he needs to go back to the hospital. That's right, because when he gets in trouble, he's just been released out of the hospital that day. Right? He's cured, but you know, obviously he's not. He's still completely fucked up. But
he's
you know,
still, I need a bite.
Yep. But also, it's very sort of symbolic of how Uncle Sam treats its veterans, which is one of the most shameful and one of the most disgraceful things about America is how it treats its veterans. It treats them like fucking shit. It throws them away like pieces of garbage. But immediately these dudes have a plan, right? They want to get the hell out of there. How are they going to get the hell out of there? They've got to create, they got to spread the virus, right? And so there's this very kind nurse. There he is. Hey, Captain, remember these choppers?
Oh, man, that was funny.
But yeah, so they take a bite out of her. She gets infected and bites Homeboy's tongue off here. And then goes, and there's this great moment where she walks into the ward and she just makes eye contact with these guys.
Yeah.
And they know.
Right.
And they know she's one of them now. And then, of course, we have a lovely cameo by J&B, because if it's an Italian movie from like the late 1970s, early 1980s, the JB flows like a mighty river. I always wondered about this, and yes, it's a product placement. And yeah, you'll see it in. it's just if you're a fan of like
it's a star.
Yes, if you're a fan of like Italian exploitation movies, the JB flows like a mighty river, and every time you see it, you kind of snicker to yourself. So yeah, there's a nice loving shot of a bottle of J&B. Which, of course, is what I'm sure they're
go back
here.
to that ancient phone.
Yeah, man. Well, it's at least it's a push button. It's not a rotary.
Yeah, so at least kids would know how to use it, right?
Right.
They'd be able to figure it out.
Right. So they escape, and we don't see them kill this guy at the garage, but we see them carving up his body, and so
carving up some snacks.
Yeah, man. I just love the expression on her face here, like while she's like watching him do it, and he's all happy because noms are on the way. And yeah, that's a pretty ripe scene. They got attacked by the fucking bikers, and there's this. I love how like Saxon whips much ass in this. You see him like getting that leg up pretty high, kicking dudes in the face. But once again, he was one of Bruce Lee's students. So, you know, you don't want to fuck with Saxon. Saxon will fuck you up. We get another nice little
gouge
here. Yeah.
It looked like my buddy, dude. I was like, oh, man. Looked just like
you know what, dude who's like a dead ringer for...
the guy that got his eyes gouged out. He looked like
okay. I thought maybe...
Looked like my friend.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh shit, is that my homie? Wait, oh no, that's 1970.
I hope not. I hope not. But yeah, I'm all. Then they get chased into the sewers, right? And
Chud! Oh, here we go again.
Look, dude. I'm gonna be real with you.
Uh-huh.
If there's a movie and there's a scene where there's like sewers and guys with flamethrowers, I get a boner.
Oh, okay.
I think it's maybe because of Them. Do you guys remember Them?
No,
I've
heard of it,
the giant
but I've never
ant
seen it.
movie?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I've heard of it, but never seen it.
Something about people underground with flamethrowers. I am happy as a pig in shit. So yeah, no, we get that.
Something about cannibals and underground makes me think of Chud.
There you go. There you go. I like Chud. I know. A lot of people don't.
It was the first time we went to a movie and just cut it up laughing at the theater because it was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
You know.
And here's a spoiler. Spoiler alert. Here's like the big gore money shot of the movie, right? Morgan is up against these bars, and boom, his guts come flying out because this cop's like blasting him with a shotgun, and then his guts fall out, and then we get a nice shot. The guy's still blasting. Boom. And then there's also, yeah. Well, I mean, look, this is a splatter movie, first and foremost. Make no mistake. That's generally the selling point of the movie is the gore. At the same time, this is actually a really well-made movie.
Yeah.
It's actually good. Like, I would actually say that this is a good film.
Yeah, a lot of.
What did you guys think of it?
I thought it was pretty cool. For me personally, though, the ending I thought could have been a little better. Like, I for some reason I wasn't a big fan of the sewers, like you were.
Oh,
okay. I was hoping it would go somewhere. I mean, I like the idea that it's like, it's in a, they're in a tube and there's fucking flamethrowers coming at them. There's rats and it's horrific and it's scary. It's perfect. But for some reason, I don't know. It's just like I wanted something else, like something a little more bigger. You know what I mean? I like
gotcha.
I don't know. Like something.
I wanted something coming out of the flames going, yeah, you're going to need a bigger boat.
It was still a solid movie and it was fucking made really good.
Yes,
and
I'm on the show. What can I do for you?
I would recommend it for sure.
Holy crap. I just got overrun by munchkins.
Hello,
Everybody
munchkins.
say hi to Brian.
It's
Everybody say hi to Matt.
Hey, how you guys doing?
It's bedtime.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
Okay, well, hugs and go then.
I
Hugs and
remember
go
Brian.
then.
I remember you too.
You remember Brian? Six Gun Gorilla, buddy.
You're very memorable.
Yes, they've seen your art, baby girl. All right, good night. Go.
As usual, I'm not paying proper attention to the chat. Yeah, ID is at work right now. He said that's right. He said he couldn't make it, but that he'd maybe message in. Yeah, here's your problem. Here's your problem right here, Matt. There's cannibalism, but no real apocalypse.
Like I said, I wanted something bigger to come out there. I'm like,
I thought maybe.
Where's the apocalypse? Where is the world-ending part of this?
I thought Saxon and his group of cannibals were gonna fuck everybody up in those tunnels. Like I really thought that was what was gonna happen. Like we're gonna get them down there, and there's gonna be like a big fucking onslaught of them fucking everybody up. But instead, it was them. It was them getting fucking eradicated, like just burnt to shit.
Yes, and to me, that's one of the things that makes that ending so effective. Is you're kind of rooting for them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just to see what happens.
You're rooting for them, right?
Yeah.
Because is any of this their fault?
No,
it's not. It's not. They're victims as much as they are victimizers. And there's that.
I'm still rooting for the guys with the flamethrowers. I'm just
even Saxon, he's like fighting it off. I thought Saxon.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking a little more into like a little more into the social redeeming value of like a 90s movie or something where he's like, all right, I'm cured. And he starts fucking everybody up and fighting and kind of walking that line, Yeah. You know what I mean? Where he ends up having maybe he kind of kills some good people and then he fights alongside the bad guys and then eventually snaps back and then ends up having to kill his whole platoon or squad or whatever. You know what I mean? With his, I don't know, maybe he gets a flamethrower and burns them up and I don't know. A little more action horror, but again, you're talking to a guy that's in
Matt's going to rewrite this shit. You
action
watch.
horror. And stuff.
We need a remake. But yeah, one of the things that makes this movie. First of all, I agree with Saxon that the script of this is genuinely good.
Yeah, it's good. No, it's a good movie. I mean, it is. The end, and it's still horrific. The ending is horrific.
Yes,
it's a horror fucking movie.
It's a proper fucking horror movie.
Yeah.
But the thing that really grounds this is his performance.
Yeah, he's good in here. He's believable.
He's
and now
terrific.
That you said that he was like suffering a manic depression, I believe.
No, manic depression is where they have like manic stages where they're like people are like really high. It's like from bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
So they get people with here's the thing. I've been part of like a depression bipolar support group for like this could be my 11th year, right? This November. So I've known people with bipolar disorder. Even I don't really totally understand it. I've learned a lot about it, but here's this is what they deal with. Like I have unipolar depression. I just get depressed, right? What happens with them is they get really, really high. It's like being on cocaine all the time.
Yes, that sucks.
Right? Oh, but like one of the things I love about my peeps in the group is they'll be like, first of all, like there's no bullshit there, right? And they'll be honest and they'll be like, oh man, some of my manic episodes have been fucking awesome. But then there's the come down.
Yeah, it sucks.
And then when they come down, and also it leads their manic episodes can lead to like really irresponsible behavior. I think I might have mentioned how my one of my friends from the group, when she was having a manic episode, she bought a house that she didn't need. She bought a. That's dropping right. She dropped something like 250, 300 grand.
Oh wow!
Now she managed. It actually worked out. She managed to flip it, and actually, when she realized that she fucked up, and she actually made a profit.
Oh,
but that's the kind of yeah. But I had another friend who, when he would get manic, he would fly to the Dominican Republic, and and always have a cigar and like a hat on, and then was convinced that he was going to be running the Dominican Republic drug world or something.
the rum the rum bootlegging
something right? Yeah, out of his fucking mind, right? Like when he's on his meds and everything's cool, totally fucking normal people. But yeah, and sometimes they rubber band, which I find crazy. I always thought maybe it would be like over like the course of like a year, they'd go up and down. No, they can actually do that within the course of a day.
Fuck that. That sucks, man.
Oh,
that really sucks.
Dude. Yeah, no, it's horrible. It's horrible, but totally fucking treatable. And once again, like not to fucking be a downer or anything, everybody, this is National Suicide Awareness Month. And if you're dealing with any kind of mental illness, for fuck's sake, do the responsible thing, nut up, and get help. Because, like I said, these conditions are totally treatable, and the vast majority of people do really well when they get the help they need. Okay, that's it for your fucking PSA for the evening. But for Saxon here, I'm sure it was situational depression. He was depressed because he thought he was making basically like a fucking skin flick.
Yeah.
Right? And so he shows up enthusiastic about the screenplay, and the director, Anthony, Mr. Margherita, I love you, brother. The guy, I'm not, because I've seen almost every movie that he's made, and some of them are really good. A lot of them suck, but they're always fun.
Yeah,
right?
That's the main thing is it's entertaining, Like this movie's fucking entertaining,
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of his movies, like it's like he never made a classic, but all of his movies are fun.
That's the main thing. It's a movie you go to the movies and you're like, that was fun,
Yes. Yes. He was a master also of building miniatures. There's a movie maybe on Tubi called Hunt for the Golden Cobra, where he did an entire, it was, like a Raiders of the Lost Ark ripoff.
Yeah.
He did an entire scene with a car chase using nothing but miniatures.
That's gangster. I love miniatures, dude, and bigatures.
It's there's one movie that he did. I think it's Commando Leopard with Klaus Kinski, where you see a 747 blow up. And I remember I'm watching this movie and I'm watching this 747 blow up in slow motion. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I'm just like, wait a second, they didn't have the money to blow up a fucking 747. Right. But it was but that's the secret with miniatures.
Yeah.
Is you build them big.
Yeah, because like I'm about to say, like even blowing it up, making it the explosion look cool is fucking hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could burn all fucking weak and look stupid. You know what I mean? Like you have to make the explosion look, like they got to be somewhat of a bigature, I guess.
And here's the cool thing too. There was American crew, since this was shot in the United States.
Yeah.
There were American people on the crew, and they were just absolutely dumbfounded by how the Italians worked, right? Because they were just like, okay, we got this big special effects scene today. Like, you got everything planned out? No, we just do it. What? Right? We do it. We just take some of this and we take some of that and we just wrap it up with the string and voila.
It'll be fine. Just to hang out with me for a minute. We got
right. So, man, what can I say? If you told me I could only watch movies for the rest of my life, I can only watch movies from one country, Italy. Best art films, best westerns, best friggin' horror movies. Even their trash is great. That's what I'm saying, man. Even their trash is great. And this is an example of Italian trash cinema that, like I said, is actually good. Not so bad it's good. It's good.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's trash, personally.
No.
But I see what you're saying.
But you know what I'm saying? This was made for a tawdry audience, right? Yeah. Cannibal Apocalypse. Why is it cannibal? First of all, why are we even talking about cannibals? Because of the success of Dawn of the Dead and Cannibal Holocaust, right? Why is it called Cannibal Apocalypse instead of Cannibals in the Streets? Because they wanted to create confusion with Cannibal Holocaust. I mean,
what did you think of? Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. No. Go ahead. I need to be interrupted.
No. What were you saying?
Oh, what was I saying? I was saying that like Zombie, which is one of the iconic Italian splatter movies, was just made as it was called Zombie 2. That's what they shot it under. Because Dawn of the Dead's title in Italy, because Dario Argento produced it, he got to put out his own cut, right? So if you buy Dawn of the Dead in a boxed set, you'll get the Cannes Film Festival cut, you'll get the theatrical cut, and then you'll get the Dario Argento European cut, right? And so they just went and made Zombie 2. They didn't own the rights. They didn't own the rights. It's like it's a Zombie 2. Oh, so it's a sequel to Zombie? No. But it's called Zombie 2. Yeah, it's a Zombie 2. It has zombies. So we call it the Zombie 2. And then they released it here just as Zombie, right? Because Dawn of the Dead was not called Zombie. Here it was called Dawn of the Dead. But they would actually, these dudes, man, they would basically, the way movies like this would get made, they would go to a trade show like the Cannes Film Festival, and they would have posters, movie posters. And the distributors would go around and look at the movie posters, and that's what they would decide, like, what they wanted to buy.
That looks cool. It's a nice movie poster. I'll make that movie.
Right. So whatever poster got the most attention, whichever posters got the most attention, they would run home and be like, okay, they would grab somebody like Dardano Sacchetti and be like, okay, we need a script in like 2 weeks, because they didn't have the movie. They would have to then go make the movie.
Concept art, basically. Some badass Drew Struzan, get him to do your shit.
Yes.
Camp up there.
Yes.
That'd be cool, man. I wish I lived back then. I'd do a Butch Cleaver poster and be like, hey, let's make it.
Right? What a gangster way to make movies, right?
Yeah.
Totally like guerrilla style. Like,
it's pretty tight, dude. And like they come out like regardless. Like at the end of the day, you're gonna get something entertaining to have with popcorn, like straight up. Worst case scenario.
Yes. Like I said, the world of Italian trash cinema has so many gems in it, and it has sometimes it has stuff that's genuinely great, or in this case, definitely genuinely good. Pops, did you watch any of this?
Oh yeah, come on.
What do you
I had to
think?
watch it. Well, I mean, I like John. Okay.
Saxon?
Yeah, I like John. I pretty much.
Yeah. What's not to like about Saxon, man? He's a G.
And pretty much anything where people are killing things that need to be killed. I didn't have your sympathy for I don't have that sympathy for Save the Zombies. No. Sympathy, they bite your ass next.
Right?
No.
Oh no, they need to be dealt with.
Yeah.
They need to be dealt with. I'm not saying they don't. Right? I would just much rather that they just be, I don't know, put in a cage for the rest of their lives, a very comfortable one, and fed like
they tried to do that shit.
Something.
No. They tried to do that shit in The Walking Dead, and they broke out and they killed people. No.
Hail Bronson Gorilla.
Oh, Bronson Gorilla in the house. What up,
Hail
Bronson? Good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure. Love me some Bronson Gorilla. But I found it very entertaining.
I'm looking at it with from a realistic viewpoint.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
If the zombies are coming, I'm fucking them up. I don't care.
I mean, but that's the thing. They're not zombies. They're not zombies. And that's the thing that's so. That's what's so interesting about just the central premise of this movie is that cannibalism is like a disease, right?
Yeah. Totally.
And at one point, there's some psychobabble, where Saxon's wife goes to talk to that dude. They're having a drink together.
Yeah.
Oh, her ex. Yeah. And he's like, yeah. And he has this line where he's like saying something about it's a psychological derangement that leads to some kind of genetic mutation.
It's like,
okay,
but you know what?
Again,
but when you think about it,
now they're zombies.
Yeah.
Like that, and Pops is true, but then I was paused, like listening to what that guy said. It's like, well, maybe it does have some merit, because what if it's something that goes back into like an early humanoid cell that's in our body that's reminiscent of Neanderthal? And that was one of the episodes. That's exactly what fucking happens in the show Primal. There's this one episode. So most of the show is in.
This is the second season.
Yeah, and the second season kind of opens up to the anthology, and there you have all these distinguished British gentlemen in like this museum, and one of them brings forth that argument, like we're one thing away from snapping and going full caveman.
I'm sorry,
primal.
If I go out in the street and somebody's eating somebody else, I'm making sure neither one of them getting back up again. I'm just saying. Saying.
Oh yeah, no shit. No, I agree.
In that episode. I was gonna say, in that episode, spoilers, there's this one guy and he's trying to convince all these distinguished British guys, you know what I mean? They're in this mansion, they're all part of this like hunter society and also like museum society or whatnot. Right, and they're all, that's hogwash. no, bloody hogwash, And all of a sudden, this fucking mental institution, this fucking escapee from an asylum breaks through and starts fucking ripping everybody up and just eating shit and swinging on the walls and just and just fucking annihilating everybody, right? And then the one motherfucker that doubted the other guy's theory, he ends up going full primal in the episode. Like he unlocks his inner fucking primal beast. How he has to
and he's like, always the guy.
And then at the very end, he's like, "See, motherfucker, I told you."
It's always the guy that says it'll never happen.
But the guy that said it would never happen, he went full like fucking beast mode, like made a fucking spear and started hunting the metal. Because there's again, so I think I think the idea has merit and it's a good concept. Like, to me, it was believable. Like even what the shrink said was believable. And I think that like zombies, like that would in realist, like I know World War Z is like a big, people think of that, like that could be the apocalypse one day, or zombies could actually happen. I think this is, or even 28 days later.
The novel's great. The movie sucks. Yeah.
I think this one right here could be a way that we could turn into zombies one day. It would be more like cannibalistic type things that might be from a fucking thing unlocked in our DNA or something from back in the times of one of the different primates of where we came from.
If you're eating people, you're a zombie. I'm killing you. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's
you can blame Hollywood for that shit or whatever, but if I see you eating people, I'm fucking you up.
But yeah, no, without a doubt, yeah, gotta go, right? But that's have you guys seen Ravenous?
I was going to tell you that was what I was going to earlier. I'm like, have you seen the movie Ravenous? That was the only like cannibal movie I'd seen prior.
Right. In Ravenous, cannibalism gives you superpowers.
Yeah.
Right? And what's so great about that conceit is like, well, how do you know it doesn't? Right? How do you know? Like, have you been munching on people? Right? I mean, I always thought like, you could maybe eat a chimp, right? Because genetically speaking, we're like, that's our closest relative, right? So as close as you could get to cannibalism without being a cannibal. But the interesting thing about cannibalism is that it causes a disease. Mm-hmm. It does cause a disease. It's basically,
the brain, right?
Yes, it's basically human mad cow disease. It's called Kuru, and people die from it with this rictus, this like hideous,
this horrible grin on their face. Yeah.
Like when people get hit with the Joker gas.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. That's exactly what they fucking look like when they die from Kuru. So everybody,
like those fools in Alive. Remember Alive, and they're munching on the motherfuckers' butt cheeks out in the snow. It's just crazy.
The people the people that were in that plane.
Oh yeah, that was a true story.
So casual about it. They would get up for midnight snacks.
Yeah.
And be eating like human flesh out of like a fucking skull.
Oh, fuck, that's scary.
Yeah, it is. And to be honest, I'd be like, is there like a cliff I can just jump off?
Yeah,
right?
pretty much
just
at that
like,
point,
no,
you know.
I'm sorry. Can't do it. Right? Because I'd be afraid, okay, well, you survive. First of all, I don't even know I could do it. Second, even if I could, then it's just like, well, what's that going to do to my head when I get back to civilization? That am I going to want to be alive?
Yeah, no shit.
Right? I mean, I would look, anybody that would, those people that did that, I do not fucking judge them. I don't.
Right.
But but thinking about it myself, what would I do in that situation? I don't know, man. I think I would much rather just off myself. Oh, Bronson Gorilla says, never forget that great scene in Argento's church where that woman fell through the floor, which happened to be right over a subway train and splattered her face on the window. Actually, the church was produced by Argento, and it's basically Demons 3. For any of those that haven't seen it, it was actually directed by Michele Soavi, who was an actor who was kind of like Giovanni Lombardo Radice in the sense that horrible things would frequently happen to him in Italian horror movies. He's the guy that watches his girlfriend puke up her guts in City of the Living Dead, aka Gates of Hell, which is also on Tubi. The next time we do a full cheat movie, we should maybe take a look.
What do you want to do next week? What do you want to do next week?
You know, I don't know. Do you have any suggestions? Anybody in the chat have any suggestions?
Didn't we say like 3 weeks ago we were going to do Mandy, and it just keeps kind of getting backburnered?
No, we did Mandy the other week.
Oh, was that when I was at fucking
2 weeks ago?
When I was at football practice. That's right. Damn it. Yep.
Well, you know what we got to do? We got to do a combination of, we'll do Mandy and vampires. Mandy for you, vampires for Sim.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Those are both badass.
And then he took a nap.
Yeah. If you just did it 2 weeks ago, pick something else. That's cool. You know, I can just go watch the replay.
There you go. ID mentions you're describing Pontypool. Those of you that haven't seen it, Pontypool is an excellent, like low budget horror movie from I want to say maybe like 15 years ago, maybe. He says, yeah, cannibalism that starts with forgetting how language works. People lose the ability to define words in their head and start to go crazy. Amazing little horror movie. It really is, by the way. Have you seen that, Matt?
No, I haven't seen that.
Pontypool? Go check that shit out. It's like a zombie movie. That's basically what happens is it's like language becomes like a virus.
Oh, okay.
And there's like a phrase or something that gets spread around, and then everybody's like, it's like a meme or something almost that turns people into. So they're not really zombies. They're not like the living dead,
right?
But they're like the infected, basically. In 28 Days Later.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So there's zombies if your definition of zombie is mindless.
Definitely.
Mindless and dangerous.
I just think there's different types of zombies, like different classes, different clans, you know? Different styles.
Of course. Oh, there he is. What up, ID?
Hey.
Can you guys
What's going on? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yeah, you're
coming, what up, ID?
Coming through. You still at work?
Yeah, I just stepped outside for a second because it sounded like you guys are going to be wrapping up, and I couldn't let you go without asking, like, of all of the, I don't know if you talked about this because I think you guys were on for about like 45 minutes before I finally got around to getting to watching the cop. I think I put a meme into the group message.
Oh, okay.
Son, put tit down.
Yeah.
Oh, he's munching on the other cop.
Yeah, it's like I'm taking pictures of the TA. It's munching that, like we didn't get into that. Thanks for the memories. It tasted great.
Oh, kissing. Yeah.
Booyah!
Is this thing on? I got 1 million of them. I tell you, 1 million of them.
Yeah, I had thrown that. I was like, this is amazing because it. At first, I watched it and it was kind of like I was doing something else. It was sort of on in the background, and then when I watched it again, I fast forwarded through the stuff that I saw, and then I sort of like filled in my visual blanks, and it was that scene. I was like, oh, that's a boob, or it was.
Yes.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah. And then the guy comes in and he goes, stop. He goes, son, put it down. I'm like, you could probably fit another T on the front end of that.
Yeah, no, that's a great moment. That's a great moment. So did you like
and
this?
Who else? You know, I enjoyed it in a couple of aspects. Like the second time I watched it, I enjoyed the gore more. The first time I watched it, I enjoyed it for its MST3K quality because it has some of those moments. You know, like, okay, I understand it's low budget, and your stunt women, if you're filming in Italy, are going to look like Italian moms. And I thought it would be great if that woman came running out of that cave trying to save a pot of sauce, where she's on fire and she's just running out of there. That's why I said, hey, that looks like Mrs. Del Vecchio from down the road. Because I'm like, that woman ain't. She's not Vietnamese. But there was a continuity. They had to go back and check. There's a continuity thing in the flea market where Bukowski, they're doing a shot between Bukowski. He's got his face is bloody and bruised, and he's talking back and forth with Saxon. It's almost like they had to do a reshoot because they forgot to load film into the camera. And whenever they put the actor back in front of it again, his face has no makeup on, no blood, no bruises. Just for a second, and I was like, I can't be the only one that caught that.
Well,
was it?
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure you've seen this many times, but
look, this I have. But here's the thing: one of the things I love, look, and I have friends who collect VHS and watch VHS. I'm fucking over fucking VHS. I was over as soon as we got something better. Once we got the DVD, which was a perfected laser disc, basically, right?
Word, yeah.
And I understand why people want to watch their beat up old copies of these movies, shitty pan and scan, muddy image, and all that shit. I always want like I got the DVD, then I'll get the Blu-ray. For me, watching these movies in like better and better transfers, watching it in higher detail.
Yeah, remastered, better pixelation. Yeah.
Yeah, and it keeps happening. I mean, and shit, they did a 4K restoration of New York Ripper. Now that to me is friggin' amazing.
You can see everything.
Yeah.
Well, right. So yeah, it's basically what you're saying. It becomes even more entertaining when you can see that the blood looks more fake now that we're really looking at it.
Well, it becomes a different movie.
It's like Charming.
Right?
It's like the Charmed edition.
Right. It's like my opinion has always been that every like complete, and mind you, you've got Shout Factory, Vinegar Syndrome. You got all these. Severin is especially amazing right now. They're coming out with these new versions of these movies. Cut from the original negatives, beautifully restored. That's cool, but then have the DVD version, then have the VHS version or Laserdisc, and put every version on there.
Well, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, right.
Including the shitty VHS version that I first saw this as. Wait, where is it? There we get here. Invasion of the Flesh Hunters. Let's see where. Yeah, there it is. Tony King.
Yeah. See, now I think like those nasty old prints are one of the things that gives it texture.
Yes.
And because it hides all those details that shows you how it doesn't show the budget off as much. The more detail that you get in there, the more you're like, oh, that's like you can see the effect. In that grainy old movie, you might be able to think that woman running out of the cave is
absolutely
Vietnamese.
That's my point. That's my point. Yeah. And to me, it's always a new way of watching an old movie. And every time I can do that, I mean, like I remember going to see the restored 4K Night of the Living Dead. And that's a movie I grew up watching on TV when it came out on VHS. There were a million different copies because it was public domain. And so you had basically people taking their local TV stations print and like putting out a VHS transfer. And every version that you bought was different. And I understand. And was Night of the Living Dead scarier like that? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The first time I saw it was in the 80s. I mean, this may sound cliche, but I was literally like babysitting my friend's parents. Like the whole family was out, and they wanted me to watch their little brother, who's basically he's asleep. Watch the house, like okay, and this thing's on TV. Never seen it before. Black and white movie. I don't even know why it caught my interest because it's a black and white movie. That's what your grandmother watches. But I'm watching it anyways, and it's got me hooked, line and sinker. I'm totally invested. Movie ends. They come home, and even though I'm right down the block and the street lights are on, it was one of those uncomfortable trips home. And I'm only talking like maybe 7 or 8 houses away. I'm looking around every bush.
That's a long walk. That's a long walk. That's like in
right. And I'm only like maybe 14 or 15 where you see you're like you're invincible. Well, not that night.
No. I tried watching that in the dark. I think I was like 13 or 14. I tried watching it in the dark. I mean, because I always watched horror movies in the dark. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah. 20 minutes, click, click, click. An hour into the movie, I was looking out the window.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, last night, I think this was on Tubi as well. I'll tell you what, like you were right when you said that Tubi is really good for horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
But my wife's like, well, what do you want to watch? She just got me the whole box set of Twilight Zone stuff.
Oh.
You want to watch one of those? Well,
Phil.
but I had.
What up, Phil?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, ID.
No, I'm gonna throw this out there, and then I'm gonna jump off because I got to go back inside and finish stuff. But I found the canal, and I made her sit through the entire thing just so we could see that unholy birth in the sewer at the. And now, anyone, is that one of the most screwed up things you've ever seen in your life? Because I didn't.
When I haven't seen it.
Huh?
I haven't seen the canal.
I haven't seen it.
Well, you should see it.
I will. It's it's on my list. It's high on it's high on my list since you mentioned it last week.
Right, and I felt like I was doing like honestly when I put her down, I was like, you know what? We haven't been getting along very well lately. Here, this is for you. I honestly think like by the time we got done watching that, she was seriously like trying to redefine the nature of our relationship. But yeah. So, anyways, I thought you guys would. But yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it.
Excellent.
It's also I believe it's like an acquired taste. You know, that person that doesn't drink coffee all the time and they think that coffee is supposed to be Starbucks.
Right.
Not really.
Right.
Yeah.
But sometimes you want filet mignon, and sometimes you want a big greasy hamburger.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of grease in that burger.
As long as it's well done.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. You guys keep going. I'm going to jump off and let you finish the rest of the evening. I got to get back to it.
All right, man.
So, thanks for letting me on. I'll talk to you soon.
I got to get going too, man. I got to go get some stuff for my kid's birthday. So
we will wrap up. Bronson Gorilla says, "Have you guys done Messiah of Evil yet?" Excellent, interesting choice. Wow, Messiah of Evil. That's one of those movies. It's obscure. Well, understandably, it's obscure as fuck. I saw it on one of those 10 disc sets they would sell for like $20.
Yeah.
The Brentwood box sets, and I had never heard of it, never seen it. I threw that on and was just like, yo. Like, this is really good. Yeah, so fuck it. We'll do Messiah of Evil next week. Excellent suggestion.
Sweet.
Mr. Gorilla. So everybody, well, first of all, do you guys want to pimp their shit before you peace out?
Yeah, sure. If you guys want, I got a Butch Cleaver up on Kickstarter right now. It's the first and second issue, and we've got 5 days left on the campaign. About $429 to fund. Every backer is going to get this poster right here. You're going to get a sim print, bunch of cards, and also an alternate cover of Butch Cleaver 2. And yeah, that's about it. And thanks for letting me shill that out, Brian, and having me on. And yeah, I appreciate it, man.
This has been like fun watching these movies.
Oh yeah,
and getting your takes. You always have interesting shit to say, and you often point out things that I missed. So it's we're learning from each other, brother. Now, what about you, Pops?
Well, tonight was the first night of the network expansion. If you go look at the Madness Comic Network right now, you'll see that there's a launch party going on for Rabbit's Badass Song.
Oh shit.
Look, I'm here. Launch party going on over there.
Awesome.
I love technology. I'm just saying. I'm expanding the network. I'm letting people bring their shows to the Madness Comic Network, do their shows. Right now, RJ is doing a launch party. He's simulcasting it on the Critical Blast and in the Madness. We're doing that kind of stuff now.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
We're blowing up. Okay, we sign up for CromCon today. We started sign up about 1:30, and by 4:30 we were pretty much booked.
That's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
That's fantastic.
Thank you guys for continued support. We're going to keep giving you the best we got, and we got better coming. I'm just
saying. Yeah. I'm privy to some knowledge. That I'm not.
Dude.
I'm gonna just sit my lip.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I mean, watch Monday Madness. We'll be launching Jeremy Mace's Saving Mr. Creep. And Jeremy's also like the organizer of the new and improved Joe Fest. Okay, so tune in because we got some news coming out that day too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. By the way, Bronson Gorilla is absolutely correct. We'll get into that. We'll get into that next week. But yeah, Pops. Look, everybody, this guy busts his ass promoting indie creators. Okay, and that's why we love him. And
thanks for backing Butch Cleaver, Pops. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank man, you. And look, even if it doesn't find I want mine, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll get it out to you. I'll get it out to you. I'll get them both out to you.
It wasn't like a joke or or just well, it's not going to get funded, so I can go ahead and back it. No, it wasn't like that. I want the book, so
yeah, I'll send you two.
And but dude, I dropped one of those bottle openers if you still have any.
Oh, dude,
for sure.
I did drop the link for Rabbit's Badass Song though right there in your chat. So Excellent. If anybody wants to go check that out, just launched on RJ's channel, and it looks like this is a pretty good series too. Then they fulfilled 2. They're popping number 3 out at you. So
Awesome. I mean, it's just damn, like so many books, man, so many books. But you know what? I love it because to me, we're all one big indie creator community, and
it works best that way.
And we are the saviors, the ones who are carrying the torch for American comic books.
Yes,
the mainstream ain't fucking doing it, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
No, we are the last stand.
We are, absolutely. Oh shit, it's the Alamo. That didn't turn out very well, did it?
Yeah, look how many. Look at the ratio. Look at the ratio. I think we won.
Yeah. No. I mean, to me, that's so important. And when you got people like me who have had some kind of moderate success doing this shit, it's important to help the people that are coming in after you. It's like I believe that we have an obligation to do that. I really do.
Also, did you see the not Andrew, but his son? Jeez, why am I brain farting on his son's name?
Because you smoke more weed than Willie
Younger
Nelson.
Mangum, Gabriel Mangum. He did a gorilla cover for Bushibu.
Yeah,
dude, I ordered that one. I was like, fuck, I gotta get that. It's badass,
Oh.
So,
and real quick, since Phil was just here, I've seen the 6-gun gorilla piece that's going to be in CG Vacation. Like Phil would send me a message, was like, "Yeah, can you write a little something for this?" And I was just brain damaged yesterday, and I was like, "Yeah, here, take this, and feel free to rewrite it." I was just I was muddled yesterday, but anyway,
looks better today, Phil. You might have him rewrite it himself.
Oh yeah, I mean, but I'll write anything, damn it. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. Smash the like button and the subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. And I will say for myself and my fellow indie comics peeps and streamers, peace, love, and metal.